How's it going? My name's John with Blackbird Productions, and Tesla just unveiled their brand new Cybercab at the We Robot event that just occurred a couple days ago. And I thought I'd make this video to share my thoughts about Cybercab. So let's talk about it. So first thing is undoubtedly the design. It takes from the Cybertruck, and quite frankly, I think the design looks interesting. I don't think I would consider it a traditional cab, just because of the flip up doors. But I do like the color, and I kind of like the seating arrangement, although it's a two-seater. So there's not really much accommodation. And that was one of the main things I was thinking about when I first looked at the design, because the fact that the doors flip up, sometimes with those kinds of doors, you have to duck down. And if you're an elderly person, then you probably won't have like the best accessibility to get in and out of that vehicle. But other than that, I think the design looks pretty cool. It just doesn't look as practical as one might think. The second thing I was thinking about was the purpose of owning something like this. I can understand like a vehicle rental company owning something like this. Maybe they want to deploy a fleet of these to replace their rentals, or maybe you're like a taxi service near an airport. I think it would be really, really cool to have something like this at an airport, just, riding people around. But for the average person, I just don't see this being a practical option. Just because, like I said, it is a two-seater, so you only have two seats to work with, and the car only has just a screen in the middle. It has no pedals or steering wheel. You can't really control this thing like any other car, which I think is kind of dumb, just because it strips away the practicality that this car would otherwise have. And in my opinion, I think they should have made like a flexible option with that, and they should have made at the very least, an emergency steering wheel and pedal combo, just in the event that the car malfunctions, for example, stuff like that. But the fact that it doesn't have any of those things, I don't think this vehicle is practical for the average person. And the fact that Elon set up on stage that, anyone can buy this, it's just, I think it's just, yes, you can buy it, but like, to me, it would be more of a novelty than anything. Like, it wouldn't have any practicality whatsoever. The third thing I was thinking about was around whether or not we need a dedicated Tesla taxi, when Elon Musk even said on stage that full FSD, so full self-driving, unsupervised, would be available to newer Tesla models. So the technology itself that is powering this taxi is going to be available on other Tesla models. And one of his big things was creating an autonomous future where you can just park your car in the garage, and as you sleep, your car will come out of the garage and chauffeur people around, and you'll be just essentially making passive income that way. I think it's a hopeful future, but like for me, quite frankly, especially if it's like my only car, I wouldn't want anyone driving it or driving inside of it, because I don't want them damaging the car. Because at the end of the day, that is an asset, and you want to take care of those things to resell them or pass down to someone else in the best condition possible, ideally. So to sum it up, I think the car is interesting, just like the Cybertruck was when they first unveiled that. I think it's definitely an interesting concept, and funny I say that because I feel like the entire event was just a concept, because they've released a lot of different things during the We Robot event that took place, but none of them seemed to be like the most practical. And the car was unveiled in sort of like a safe setting. So it was programmed to go around these various places that was preset in the system. So I don't know, at the end of the day, I think it's a concept car, and it's an optimistic, hopeful future to have something like that. But for the average person, especially right now, no one is looking for a $30,000 taxi right now. The market for something like that is very small and very niche. And I feel like the average person, like if Elon Musk is thinking like people are gonna buy this up like hotcakes, I just don't see it, just because there's not any practicality in owning something like this. Although, like I said, it is a cool car. Is it a taxi? I don't really think so. I don't think it's like, they call it a Robotaxi, but I don't really think it's a taxi either. So my question is to you, and also the question that I provide on my thumbnail for this video is, who is this really for? Is it for the person who owns a fleet of taxis? Is it for the everyday person? Is it for a company? Could this be a company car? I like the only answer I can think of is it's for someone with an established fleet of taxis or someone with capital that want to start their own taxi business. This isn't for the average person. So those are my thoughts about the Cyber Taxi. I know this video was a little bit different from my regular content, but if you enjoyed me just yapping about this Robotaxi or Cybercab, if you will, feel free to just leave a quick like and also leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts about this thing. And like I said, I also make other content. So if you're interested in other Tesla content, I actually own a 2024 Tesla Model 3 Performance, and I have plenty of content around that. And I also make car reviews as well. So definitely check out my other content and make sure you're subscribed for the latest videos. With that, this has been John with Blackbird Productions, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.